Go away.
Good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And today, I feel like a park ranger. And Lauren maybe looks like she belongs under the sea. But if you're looking forward to crawling or moving around like your favorite animal shape, you should join us, or could join us tomorrow morning. But today, we'll practice with our bar on the wall, our chair to the side, and with body weight, mobilize and strengthen. Push-ups are coming up too.
Oh, excellent.
Just to say that. But first, we like to start this practice with our breath. If you have any requests for today, use that chat feature or send us the email at barsandbells@gmail.com to have suggestions and to input into your practice here. Place one hand on the belly with one hand on the chest. Take a slow breath into the belly for 4 seconds. Feel the belly press against the hand, and on an exhale, feel the belly pull into the spine or away from the hand. Repeat one more time down low. Breath in, looking to create space, room, and awareness with a breath in. And then a slow exhale, pulling that belly button to the spine. Repeat in the chest, a 4-second chest breath in. As you repeat this breath, it's likely your shoulders are going to shrug. Exhale. Rather than exclusively shrugging, feel 360 degrees around the rib cage. Continue to breathe in and exhale. Let's return to the belly. Take a 4-second big breath in and hold full for 4 seconds and a nice slow exhale. Repeat once more, a 4-second belly breath in and then exhale. Last series for the chest, a 4-second breath in. Fill up the rib cage and hold. And exhale. And one last time, 4-second breath into the chest. And exhale. We'll come back to our breath in just a moment, but now let's start addressing our head, the neck, the ribs, and then those feet. At the head neck, pull the crown of the head tall and the chin in. Modest efforts always. Extend the neck, looking up towards the ceiling. Then flex the neck, pulling the chin towards the sternum. Modest shape here in the neck flexion. Return to neutral or center. Modest effort. Lateral side flexion here. Did the ribs come with? Maintain the stability through the core and that light mobility at the head neck. Return to center. Last, rotation. Nice and control. Look towards over your left shoulder or your right. And then return to center. And then alternate looking the other way and returning to center. We'll come back to that head neck in a moment as well. But now that rib cage. For this next move, I'd like to open up my stance, that squat or sumo position. Press your feet into the floor. Squeeze your butt cheeks. And for this, I do like to place my hands back in that breathing position. From here, we'll try to slide the rib cage to the left or the right. Return center. Slide to the other side. Return center. Repeat one last time as we slide and glide to the other side. Return to center. Lauren's side profile will highlight this next movement the best. Pressing the sternum forward, extending through the spine, and then keep the shoulders in retraction or squeezing and flex. Repeat again. As we push the sternum forward, we're extending the spine. If you notice Lauren's hips, they're staying in the same position. And then with our shoulders in retraction, we'll flex through the spine. Return to center. We'll also come back to that. Time for your feet, Lauren.
The feet. Let's get them nice and warmed up by just walking around your room, any direction, no rules, on your heels. Heels. The only rules are your knees stay straight, your butts push forward and through. Walking around, and we're thinking pressing those hips forward versus up versus an elephant hip hike. 3, 2, come down. Now this time, let's do the same thing, fun around your room, but on your tiptoes. Tiptoe, 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 as tall as you can get, as straight knees as you can get. Again, hips push forward, feel those glutes engaged, feel the core brace. And then in 3, 2, stop where you are, put your feet underneath you, and slowly descend down. Heels landing in 3, 2, and soft landing. Good. From there, let's combine the two, but slow. Standing tall, heel strike, roll through that foot. Try to land the balls of your feet all at the same time. Then the toes are going to come down on the front foot. As you're doing that, that back heel has lifted. The knee has bent. You're bending through your toes, and you're going to flick the back toes away, come through. We're going to go a heel strike for now. Roll through that arch. Balls come down. Toes bend off the back leg. Flick and through. A couple more, just exaggerating the stride, feeling those hips again push through, that flick of the back toe. Last one, heel, flick, and shake it out. Now, wait, I just got a crazy idea.
Crazy.
Let's do the same but opposite routine, but go backwards. So you're standing where you are. You're going to take a foot. It's going to go toes down, balls down. Heel is going to come down as you press off of your front foot so your toes end up pointing. Take that foot off. Toes, ball, heel, press through that front foot. Bend the knee. Toes, ball, heel, pressing off that front foot. Last one to be even. Toe, ball, heel. Just pull that leg underneath to return. That was fun.
I like
Spicing
the
it up.
silly walks. I like those silly walks. Let's return to the breath. Your stance of your choice. Lauren was seated before.
Yeah, that was so nice.
That could be appropriate as well.
Look at this cool new chair.
The first breathing drill we did today examined room, building some awareness and making room to breathe. Here, we're going to try to breathe with the belly button pulled into the spine. Check it out. I like to take my finger and put a cork in my belly button. Take one big belly breath in and feel the belly rise or come forward. On your exhale, pull the belly button into the spine and push on the button just a little bit as to cork it. Now take a breath in, but keep the belly button as tight to your spine as you can. Slow exhale. We'll repeat 3 more times here. Pull the belly button in and breathe, increasing the pressure of the low back here, followed by an exhale. Maintain that belly button into the spine. 2 more breaths as we slowly breathe in. Exhale. Lauren has said she feels that building into the sidelines of the body here. For the last breath, cork it. Breathe in to increase that pressure. And exhale. Add the wiggle. Build that awareness. And again, a lot of us might not like to be called the inner tube or the tire, but imagine that this section of our body needs to be inflated with that air. And if we have that soft belly button, all that pressure is escaping. If we can increase the pressure in the core, we can maintain strength and stability for our spine. Practice that in bed,
Tree
seating,
trunk.
or the tree trunks. You got it, those tree trunks. Even trees need to breathe. From here, we'll go to the head and neck again. Modify your stance just to add some variation. And at the head neck, we'll start in a rotation first. Add a rotation. I'm looking over my left shoulder. From here, I'll trace the side wall, looking towards the ceiling. When I return to center, I'll pull my crown high and chin low. From here, lightly scrape that clavicle or collarbone. Then look up the wall. Continue looking towards the ceiling. When you arrive in center, pull the crown high and return to center. Repeat in the other direction now. Rotation, up the wall, looking towards the ceiling, and then crown high, chin low. Keep flexing through the neck. It might scrape that clavicle collarbone as you look to the other direction, up the wall, return to center, crown high, chin low, return center, and just add that little gentle reset. Modify your stance, maybe that second position.
I was shaking
Little
it out.
bobblehead. Get that bobblehead vibe going. Hand where you prefer. I like to feel this engagement. Mobility through this rib cage and stability or activation through the core. Slide to the right or left. Here I choose my left. From there, I'll pull my rib cage down onto my hips as I slide across to the other side. Lift up without shrugging, and then pull across to the other side. Repeat one more time in that direction as you pull the rib cage down, sliding across, slight elevation, back to center. Switch our direction. I might have the hiccups here. Over to the right, pulling down. Feel those abs engage. Slight lift up. Around one more time as I go in a clockwise direction here, pulling down, engaging these abs on my right as I go to the left, slight up, return center. I think that was 2, and we'll let that relax. Back to Lauren and her silly walks with those feet.
Great. To our silly walk. This time, we're going to point a foot out in front of us. From here, the toes go down, the ball of the foot goes down. Press off of your back leg to get on both balls of feet. Hold for 3, 2, transfer weight to that back foot so the back heel comes down, but the front heel still stays lifted. Good. We'll place that front foot down, peel off the back heel, point, back foot, sorry, point. Toe, ball, up to both feet. Hold. Feel your balance shifting between front and back. I could go either way right now, but I'm going to go back, transition that back heel down. Then I'll roll through that front foot, placing it down, back foot, flick, point. Transition to 2 balls of feet. This time, if you feel steady enough, can we press all of our weight over our front balls of feet and hold that balance, maybe even on that single leg for 3, 2, place that back foot down, slowly lower through the back foot, lower through the front foot, peel through, point, up to both feet. Transition weight to that front leg. Maybe it's that single leg balance, holding for 3, 2, then place the back toes down, slowly press the back heel down and through. Shake that out for a second. We'll do one more walk. This time, it's hard, so go slow. Take it easy, balance aid as needed. Heel, roll through to toe on a single leg. As you come down, you stay on the balls of those feet as the heel strikes out front. Heel, roll through to toe. Stay on the balls of the feet, keep the heel up. The next heel comes down. Heel, roll to toe. Stay up there. Heel comes down. 2 more. Roll, come through. And last one onto that balance. Slow descent and shake it out. Loosey goose after the tension.
Right on. Now, with your balance aid to your side, let's examine the rotations in the hip or the femur bone here. And we'll try the same thing at the shoulder after. The ball and socket of the shoulder, similar enough in our application here to the ball and socket at the hip. With your hand on your bar or balance aid of your choice, dorsiflex that ankle, pulling the foot to the shin. Then place the heel near that big toe out front. Think adduction or slurping together in this straw. Then turn the inseam forward or an external rotation in the hip, and then an internal rotation on the hip. Take a quick moment, look at your foot. Is it a straight line from the hip through the knee to the foot, or are we sickled or turned in? Control the turn in, standardize center, and then for one more time, externally rotate in the hip.
Inseam forward.
Inseam forward. And then the other direction, rolling in on the hip or hiding the inseam, minimizing the queen wave, if you will, at the ankle. Return one more time to that external rotation. Then bring that leg towards the side. With the heel on the floor, probably pretty narrow underneath of those hips, we're in an external rotation. So from here, we'll turn in on that hip. Again, beware of that sickled ankle. Direct everything from the hip. Externally rotate, inseam forward. Repeat, internal rotation. Sidelines of the body could feel live and active. External rotation, one more. Last time, roll in on that hip. Then bring that toe that's out to the side towards the heel of the standing leg. So drawing that half circle towards around the back. Completing that circle around the back. Then from here, just bring the foot forward from the hip and return to the back, extension in the hip. Then an external rotation, bringing the leg towards the side. And then from the side to the front, and the front underneath. Switching sides. So adding those little rotations in the front and those side positions to build some resilience and mobility through the hip. A heel strike out front, just like in that toe walk from before. Tall on the standing leg and externally rotating or inseam forward on my left leg here. From there, we'll roll in. Take a look at the foot. This would be my sickled ankle, trying to control that. Converse with the one that's more lined up with the hip and the kneecap. From here, let's externally rotate, stiffening the knee. Internally rotate, cramping up those sidelines. And finish in an external rotation. Utilize that rotation in the hip to bring the leg towards the side. From here, internally rotating on the hip. Beware of that sickled ankle shape. Externally rotating on the hip next, keeping those hips forward. Repeat an in-room rotation. One more time on the out. And then final rotation in. And then continue to draw that circle from the side towards the back. And then flex the hip forward. Repeat to the back in our extension now as we extend through the hip. We open up in that hip socket like a lock and key. Then that door opens as we bring the leg to the side, leg to the front, and then that hip extension as the leg comes under. The next one's a little bit trickier. I'll come up a little bit closer to the camera here. From a position appropriate for you, place your arm with the palm up towards out front. Where are the shoulders? We'll come into that a little bit later, but stay nice and square. Stiffen the elbow and have it so that blood donation position here is lined up with your palm out front. Move exclusively your wrist. Nothing else moves, just move the wrist.
That's also your ankle.
That's your ankle. Then turn the palm over. That's your knee. Well, that's your elbow.
Or your ankle too.
Your knee. And then stiffen out that arm one more time. Now look at your blood donation in your palm and maintaining retraction at the shoulder blade. Internally rotate as to turn your blood donation down, making sure the palm and the blood donation are always in the same position. Then externally rotate. One or two more. Cramp up those triceps so the elbow remains stiff. And at this humerus bone here, nothing funny about it, trying to roll in on the shoulder. Ha 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 ha. Then an external rotation. Try that one more time. Eyes on it will help, but keep that armpit low and roll that shoulder in. I personally love the stretch on my biceps tendon here as I do that. Return to the external rotation, bring the arm down, add that friendly wiggle, and then switch. The split stance is optional. The hips, the shoulders square is our requisite. Arm forward, palm up, blood donation lined up with your palm. Cramp that elbow straight from those triceps, retract the shoulder, move only the wrist. Great. Move only the elbow, so the palm turns over from the elbow. And then cramp it back up, align the palm and the elbow together, and internally rotate. This is my harder side. I need to put my eyes on it. Roll in, and then out. One or two more times. If we block that hand, you might be able to start to feel a little bit more work or energy in the shoulder. Hold for a couple seconds longer. Relax in that external rotation or turning your palm and your blood donation up. For the last time, roll in on that shoulder. Heavy stability from that armpit shoulder blade. Return to the external rotation, arm down, and add the wiggle. Lauren's turn now to explore those shapes at the hips as we get into our leg bars.
Woohoo! Excellent. To your balance aid, make balance not the focus of this exercise, but the mobility in the hip, the focus. Standing tall on that inside leg with the butt squeezed. Let's point our foot to the front. On a nice straight leg, external rotation or inseam up. I want that inseam to stay up as we draw the circle to the side. As you start drawing that circle to the side, press your hips forward. Pausing right here. Is your inseam forward? Is your knee nice and straight? Now, we're going to turn that inseam slightly down to hide it, or the knee going towards forward. And we're going to continue that nice perfect circle, drawing all the way behind us. As we start going behind us, we're making sure that we're still braced in the core and not arching that low back. Roll over the foot, keeping the knee straight as you pull the leg underneath. Let's do the same direction again. Front, open up, take it to the side, pressing those hips forward. Turn the leg in, hiding the inseam. Draw the circle to the back, keeping the hips square forward, abs braced. Roll over, keep the knee straight as it pulls underneath. To the back, point out the back. Just like we did in the previous drill, in the hip socket, or like the shoulder, start externally rotating to bring the inseam forward. Continue to the front, neutral leg, pulls underneath, goes all the way to the back again, to the back, point. Open in the socket. Draw that circle out to the side so the inseam is there once you get there. All the way to the front, inseam up. Close, pull underneath, growing tall. Shaking it out. Same thing, second side. Whoa. We have the lights on bright today.
They're bright today.
And I'm seeing some bright spots here. Try not to look at it. All right, standing tall on the inside leg, nice balance aid, light grip. Point to the front. Externally rotate inseam up. Send that leg to the side, but press the hips forward as you do so, pausing at the side. Again, is your knee nice and straight? Your hips forward and level, and your other leg straight. Now, hide the inseam, turning it down, all the way around to the back. Rolling over the foot, keeping the knee straight as it passes through center. Back to the front. Front. Open up. Inseams up and forward as you draw that circle to the side. I feel that adductor. Maybe that's from yesterday's bar class. Maybe it's from right now. Turn it in. All the way around to the back. Rolling over, keeping the knee straight as it pulls underneath. Now two to the back. Point long. In the socket, the femur rolls open. The pelvis stays stationary. Inseam forward. Inseam up the whole time. It has to go down to pass through center, or just hidden, knees forward. Point out the back. Externally rotate. Feel that length coming out as you draw that circle to the side. All the way around to the front. Kneecap up. Pull underneath, growing tall. Nice. Shake it out.
I like that. Returning the shoulders for one more exercise. I like that big power pose here as you open up our stance. Just have a sip of coffee, take a quick moment, and then we'll get going. I know, I'm hoping mine's still warm by the end of this practice.
You didn't want to risk it, right?
Yeah, move away just a little bit. We always tend to hit each other in the face a little bit on this move here. That's too far. That's too far. Okay, great. All right, we got good space here. Set up in the W shape.
Oh, actually, I like doing this.
Elevate the shoulders and then down. Repeat one last time, elevate and down. Then protract forward and retract. And one more time, protract, retract. Suspend that shoulder blade. Doing all those actions at the same time, but more likely down and together. From here, very slowly extend those elbows, stiffening the triceps, palms facing forward. From here, shrug once, pull those armpits or shoulder blades down, and then continue to pull back to the W position. Continue the T shape if that's for you, or with us here, transition from the W towards the Y. The armpits are going low, helping those stable shoulder blades stay in put. Then, as we extend through those elbows, straight elbows as you can, for 1 repetition, shrug up, and then pull down, and then continue to pull to the W. 1 last time. Return to the T or challenge the Y as we pull the armpits low, stabilizing the shoulder blade to mobilize that ball socket shoulder joint. Achieve your safe overhead extension of the elbows, then shrug once, pull down with stiff elbows, and then continue to pull like our chin up or a press to the W position, and then finish with those palms facing forward. Wiggle those heel toes together, shake out the arms, and continuing with Lauren's favorite variations of the movement clock. A little plie version and the step outs.
Excellent.
Get some room.
Clock time. Starting with your feet underneath you. We're going to go right away into where our stationary knee bends and the other leg points long. So we'll bend our stationary knee as our leg points front. And then we're going to pull and grow tall under. We're going to spice it up today. We're going to switch legs. Same move, other leg. Point long out the front, knee goes over toe, extend to tall. Go back to the first leg, but point out on a 45. Knee goes over toe, point, pull underneath. Second leg, knee over toe, point out, pull underneath. Knee over toe, reaching out to the side, but keep pressing that knee out so it doesn't cave in on you. Extend to tall. Both are tall, both are squeezed. Knee over toe, reach long out the side, grow up tall. Back to the first leg, knee over toe, a little bit of a skater stride as we reach long to the back corner, and then grow to tall. Other side, knee presses towards over toe, find that tracking, probably pushing that knee slightly out, press to tall. And this last one, knee goes over toe, roll over the foot, pointing out the back, and then to tall. And knee goes over toe, pointing out the back. You're still trying to keep that long leg nice and straight. The knee shouldn't have to bend out that long leg as you pull it back underneath.
I think she was calling me out there.
Maybe.
Nice.
Great. Yeah.
Working on
the folds and the plank.
Again, it is dark in here today. The fold to plank. Queuing it up against a chair. Really quick. If you had a chair handy, a wall could help as well. Imagine the back of the chair is extended all the way up Lauren's spine. Now, like earlier in the workout, start the head neck flexion. Start at the head neck with flexion, tucking the chin towards the sternum. Now pull that belly button in, and then we cue that candy cane or flexion action through the spine as we bring the head towards the ground and staying stacked. Nice job, Lauren. Avoid that chair moving as you return to the ground. Walk out to our planks. So hands down, high planks position. Mm-hmm. And for 10 seconds.
That's where the chair is not so good.
You got room. Good. Might have to move that chair out of the way. But then get to the floor and create high tension in our plank like we will in our push-ups later today. That's pulling the hands to the feet, straightening the elbows, bracing the core, breathing over top of all of that, and squeezing your bum. I don't think I said that one. And then return, knees to the floor. Take a moment off, catch your breath, reestablish your chin tuck, modify from the knees like I'll be doing here, or join Lauren in that high planks position and start pulling those hands and knees together. Create tension with your bum squeeze, your core brace, your armpits pull, your breath control, and for a couple more seconds, create high tension, followed by the coasting effort away. From here, tip your tailbone towards the ceiling. With the toes tucked, press back into an A-frame or a roof shape with bent knees. Tip your tailbone to the ceiling again, or an anterior tip of the hips. Then very gently, try to straighten out those knees. Hold for time. Add the gentle knee bend, returning a little low to the floor. For the last one, tip the tailbone away. With soft knees, approach your A-frame shape or down dog, and very casually extend those knees, maintaining the integrity of the low back. No rounding. Modify as you need. Walk yourself up to tall. If you're folding to stacking like me, it's that belly button in, and then return to tall and shake. What time is it, Miss Lauren?
Movement
Clock time 2.
Good, we're gonna keep it spicing up in our brain where we alternate legs again today. This time we reverse it, so the stationary leg stays straight, the landing leg is gonna bend. Peel a foot up off the floor, toe ball, heel land front knee is bent, back leg is straight, heel is heavy, square. Press forward to come back. Repeat second side. Peel, point, toe ball, heel, press back to tall. First leg, peel, it opens up to 45, toe ball, heel, land, accepting that floor, pressing back to center. Second leg, peel, open 45, point, soft landing, press back through. First leg, peel off the floor, knee is front. Open knee to the side, but hips stay forward. Point, toe ball, heel, soft land, staying fairly upright here, pressing back to center. Peel off the floor, knee front, knee side, point, soft landing, press back through center. First leg again. Peel, knee front, knee side, hips rotate with you, shoulders rotate with you, new corner, toe ball, heel. Press through center. Second leg. Peel, open side, rotate, point, soft landing. Press back through center. Last one. Peeling off the floor, toe ball, heel, both hips sitting back, keeping that upright posture, loading up glutes to press through and under. Other leg. Peel, toe ball, heel, hips sink back, press through to tall. Pew.
Excellent. Let's return to the floor for one more time. High plank tension, just one set. So increase that tension as allowed for 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Let's repeat the fold to the floor. Start looking forward, perhaps even slightly up to maximize that awareness of the chin tuck first. Rolling through the T-spine, that's the top to bottom, nice and control, flexion forward. Bend the knees if you need, but keep rolling through that spine. When you're at your safe bottom, hands towards the floor.
Ooh.
Walk out to your high plank. We can modify from the elbows if we need. And from here, for 10 seconds, create high tension. Pull those hands to the feet, Lauren. Squeeze your buttocks.
Squeezing.
Hold it tight.
Bracing.
For
Breathing.
5 more seconds.
Wishing. And hoping. And breathing. And squeezing.
And then relax. From here, take your time walking forward, hands to feet or feet to hands. With bent knees if you need, continue to pull the belly button in, extending through the spine. And then if you do have those bent knees, give them a nice extension effort as well. Shaking out. Keeping it on the rib cage and the rotation and those shoulder blades for our push-ups. Set up in one of those stances Lauren has shared earlier, which is knees over toes, single leg forward, then split the distance between 2 feet. Modified lunge stance, probably not the one that you're doing in our get-ups, but a nice balanced position here. Place one hand out front, the other hand on that pec insertion on the shoulder. First, are we square? That our hips are forward, our shoulders are forward, and head facing forward. From here, protract as to reach forward through this extended arm out front. Are the shoulders still square? Hold for a second. Then, keeping the head looking forward, turn the shoulders of the upper body in a rotation. From here, pull back to square through the core, then retract through that shoulder blade. That pec on the front, nice and tight to stay strong with that adducted shoulder. For one more time, we'll reach forward as to avoid the rotation of the torso and let that scapula wrap around the body. For the final one, we'll add our rotation, keeping the head looking forward if we're allowed to. Then, return the upper body to square, pack the shoulder, step off the back leg, returning the arm to the side, and add that wiggle shake. Lauren called me out after our practice last day. She was surprised at the limited mobility I had personally regarding that shoulder blade. Often, I'd rotate too. Maximize the blade, and then let's add that rotation. Similar stance on the other side. I always get it mixed up. Here, I'll have my left arm out front, so I'll place my right leg out front, split the distance between the both, and take a moment.
You threw me off, man.
I know. Then look at our back feet. Ooh, imagine my stance is there. What is your back foot doing? Are we parallel on train tracks or cross-country skis? Or are we a penguin meets a duck, or all those sorts of animals that could get in there? Line up, nice and square. Square feet, square hips, square shoulders looking forward. Extend one arm out to the front. From here, reach that protracting shoulder forward, avoiding the rotation of the upper body until you're out of room in the shoulder, and then add the rotation. Utilize those core muscles to rotate yourself back to square, then retract through that shoulder. Hand on the pec to feel that nice tightness, keeping the shoulder safe and strong. Stay square in the upper body. Reach forward through that armpit, that scapula wrapping around the back. When it's safely maxed out, add the rotation. Return to center with your core muscles. Retract through the shoulder, step through, and return low. That movement is part of our March our March morning routine, and we've really enjoyed practicing that with our students here in the studio, and look forward to more of that in the near future. Check it out. It's our favorite time of the workout, Lauren, at least mine. We work on some of those weight transfers.
Shall we?
Any specialties prepared for today?
Yep, always.
Great.
Always ready for the transfers.
I love the transfers.
We are going to start in our usual low side to side. So what that means is with your feet underneath. Are you okay?
The white is showing in my back
I saw
pocket.
that. I was trying to keep it quiet.
I know.
Point, toe ball, heel, land, not too far away. Now just gently feel the floor pull together underneath you as you pull your legs into center. Don't even bend them, just pull. Feel those adductors. The glutes probably squeeze, and then gently relax. Now let's pull the floor together, and the knees will start to bend, pressing towards over the toes. Hang out here for a couple seconds. Chest is on top of hips. Now from here, drive one foot into the floor, pressing that way so the other knee shoots over the toe. As you're here, check it out. Are your hips pressing forward and that butt in versus kicking out to the side? Keep it tucked. Now drive that foot into the floor, pressing away. You'll start pulling on the other leg to bend that knee over the toe. This leg will become straight, hips tucked and forward. Great, we'll add on. Pull together as you press across. Then from here, we'll lift the heel by pointing the foot. And then, so we're on the balls of the feet and the toes. Now let's use the toe muscles to point. So now we're just on the toe and hold. Now, shoot energy through that leg. Feel this glute light up as if you're gonna lift this leg, but you haven't yet. For 3, 2, accept the floor, pulling yourself back across. Straightening the other leg. Then heel lifts, then toe point, feeling that arch. Now, straighten that leg, engage the glute as if you're gonna lift this leg from here, and then pull yourself back across. Press that weight through the floor. Point, then point more. Hand on glute if you'd like. Lift the leg from the back, not the front. Lift, hold. If we can add on, let's press into the floor to grow tall, hips still square forward. 3, 2, knee goes back over the toe. Accept the floor through the other foot, pulling yourself across, driving that leg straight. Heel lifts, toe point. Straight leg, hands on butt so that that's what's using. Hold that balance. Drive into the floor to extend or straighten the knee. Hold. 3, 2, knee goes back over the toe, toe ball, heel to center, Drive down and away to tall. Spicy.
Nice. I'm looking at the clock. We're running out of time a little bit, but let's get a couple sets of our push-ups in here as well. Hinge to the floor because it's a little bit quicker. Hinge. Hands, shins, hands, floor. Get to that high planks position in your push-up. Lauren again modifies those hands to be slightly wider than in the plank. And from here, up to 5 push-ups. Follow along with the pace of down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And one more. Up. From here, let's walk back. Get back to that hinge position. Vertical shins, long spine. Extend those hips and shake.
Back to the weight transfers. We're going to do the same position, but get a little bit more explosive in our moves. Sumo squats, if you will. Second position, maybe slightly wider than you were the last time, but not too wide. Pull the floor together to pull yourself down. This time, we're going to press into the floor, extend, hold single leg balance. 3, 2, you're stacked on this side. Point, toe ball, heels, center. Press to the other side. Extend through that tall leg. 3, 2, point, land center. Press, hold. Hips are still forward, hips are still level. Point the leg, then land center. Up, hold. 3, 2, point, then land center. 2 more each side. Up, hold. Now let's extend and hold, and then land center. Up, hold, stay stacked and grow tall. Point, hold, center. One more time each time. Side, hold. This time, grow up the leg, tip a little bit if you want. Straighten the leg, pause. Ooh, land center. Up to the other side, hold stacked. Then break some rules, tipping. Straighten the leg, hold. Land center. And tall. Like timber.
I love those Chicos. Love the Chico. Last set of push-ups.
Last set of push-ups.
Honestly, it's been a long time since I've done any more than 5 push-ups. If you're interested to join us on a little challenge for today, let's try to get 10.
Okay.
10 push-ups.
That's okay. 10's good.
Does that sound fair? Let us know, what number of push-ups are you most comfortable with? Do that number or even do one less. Build some strength, build some confidence. Let's try 10.
But we'd also rather see a good lower set of numbers than a yucky set of 10.
This is going to be tough.
Keep your head in line.
Down, up, down, up. 3. Breath in and this is number 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
You said 10. Okay, now
I thought you were going to keep going, so I thought I was
No, there's no dishes on the line. Once we had a competition for most push-ups,
Great.
does dishes for a week.
Ooh.
A good thing I won because I couldn't move my arms to do the dishes.
Low volume. Use those push-ups to power up, to feel strong, to express your strength. But again, that number that I could have done a couple more. That's a great place to train. This is my favorite place to train. I had a realization last week that this time that we spend with you on YouTube and our members portal is the only time in our studio where we don't wear masks. So this is literally our happy time where we're able to express our joys of training, our joys for each other, and our celebration with you. So thank you so much for being a part of our experience here in Guelph and online wherever you are. I'm Ian.
Lauren.
Together we stay strong. Tomorrow, we'll crawl like animals and work on the handstand and play with our strength and invite you to join us at that time too. Have a great day. Stay strong. Take care.
And
train soon.
See you training soon. Goodbye.